Hi students, in this video we will discuss about what is an attenuator. We'll discuss three types of attenuators. They are resistive attenuator, uncompensated attenuator and compensated attenuator. What is the effect of stray capacitance in an attenuator, and what is overcompensation and undercompensation? And the last topic, last one which we will discuss is what are the applications related to the attenuator. So attenuator is a basically it is a passive two-port network which is used to decrease the signal strength. It is opposite to that of an amplifier in which the gain is greater than 1, and attenuators the gain is less than 1. So if you take a wireless communication, when the signals are transmitted through the free space, they are getting attenuation, they are getting attenuated. That is generally undesirable, but in some of the applications the attenuators are required, especially when you see in a laboratory. In function generator we have an attenuation knob to decrease the signal strength, and these attenuators are used after the signal generators. If the signal generators are generating high power signals, so when we cannot apply that power signals directly to the load, so that load damages. So before the load stage we will use an attenuator to decrease the signal strength. So the basic attenuator circuit is a resistive attenuator. It is a two-port network which is consisting of two elements. Resistive attenuator, it is a basic two-port network consisting of two elements, and it is basically a two voltage divider circuit. So the input is given to this combination and output is taken across the resistor R2 here. The output voltage, according to the voltage division principle, it is same resistance divided by sum of the resistors into total voltage. V0 is equal to Vi into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So this is called attenuation constant A. Proportionality constant is R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So V0 can be written as A into Vi. So this particular circuit is frequency independent. Whatever be the frequency signal we are applying from 0 to infinity, the amount of attenuation produced is always by a factor of R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So this is an ideal way of representing an attenuator, but practically there is a possibility of stray capacitance which is existing between the circuit components or electrical components. Because of their potential difference, there is always a possibility of this stray capacitance or parasitic capacitance. That parasitic capacitance is expressed in parallel with a resistor, shunt resistor R2 here. So that is that type of attenuator is called uncompensated attenuator. So uncompensated attenuator, in which the effect of stray capacitance is considered here along with resistor R2 in parallel with the resistor. This is a logical representation of resistance in parallel with the resistor R2. So this parasitic or stray capacitance is existing in all practical circuits because of the proximity of the electrical components together, and with a voltage difference there is always this capacitance is existing, or charge electric field is existing. That is virtually or logically will be represented as C2 here, stray capacitance. Now this particular circuit is a frequency dependent circuit, and it cannot able to respond for all frequencies equally. So the effect of this stray capacitance need to be studied. So here let us consider the terminals here, A, B. Now the output is distorted version of the input for certain frequency components here. So we have to study at which frequencies it is producing the distortion here. So let us analyze this circuit, equivalent circuit between the terminals A, B, and we will find VTH and RTH here. So the equivalent circuit will be found between the terminals A, B. The equivalent circuit between the terminals AB is considered with R1 and R2 resistors to find out VThevenin or open circuit voltage. VThevenin or open circuit voltage is nothing but it is the voltage between the terminals AB, and it is represented as total voltage into same resistance by sum of the resistors. We know R2 by R1 plus R2 is A, attenuation proportionality constant, and it is VTH. How to find RTH here? RTH is nothing but by nullifying the effect of sources here. So what is the source? Source is a voltage source. If it is a voltage source, it is short circuited, and if it is a current source, it need to be open circuited. So the RTH between the terminals A and B is a parallel combination of these two elements. It is R1 parallel with R2. So RTH is equal to R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So the equivalent circuit between the terminals A B is with a voltage A into Vi and the resistance is RTH. This is called Thevenin's voltage in series with RTH, and the element which is connected between the terminals A B is the capacitor here C2 between the terminals AB, and the output is taken across these terminals. Now to reduce the loading effect here, so we need to consider this resistance as large as possible. So let us take this RTH is R. The time constant of this circuit is R into C2. The time constant should be as maximum as possible, because R should be very large to reduce the loading effect. So if R is very large, the time constant is large. If the time constant is large, the circuit will be responding very slowly, and if the circuit is responding very slowly for the given input. And one more thing is this particular circuit is a low pass filter, because the output is taken across the capacitor. All high frequency components are getting distorted, so we need to compensate the effect of the capacitor C2 here. Then only this circuit will be frequency independent. So now we need to design a compensated attenuator here. So the third circuit is, we will discuss about compensated attenuators. The compensated attenuator is a circuit in which we will consider a physical capacitance in parallel with resistor R1, and this C2 resistor C2 capacitance is the logical capacitance or stray capacitance which is exist in the circuitry. To compensate the effect of C2, we are considering another capacitance, physical capacitance, in parallel with the resistor R1. Now this is circuit of compensated attenuator. So let us take these terminals as A, B, and this terminal is C. Now I am redrawing this circuit. This is the input voltage we are applying here, and between C and A, the elements connected are capacitor and resistor C1 and R1. Between this A and B, the elements connected are C2 and R2. The elements connected are C2 and R2. The output is taken across the terminals R2 and C2, that is output voltage. So let us take the capacitor voltage is C1 voltage is V1, and the voltage across the capacitor C2 is V2. So this is a compensated attenuator. The output is taken across the combination of R2 and C2 here. Now, so let us consider the input applied is step input. Vi is equal to V for t greater than 0, and it is equal to 0 for t less than 0. Now we are applying a t, that Va of t input is equal to V for t greater than 0, and is equal to 0 for t less than 0. If you apply this particular input, how this will be acting as a compensated attenuator, we will discuss here. Okay, so let us move on to the discussion. So at t is equal to 0, the input is suddenly changing from 0 to V. For sudden changes, the capacitor does not allow sudden changes, therefore they are short circuited initially. So we will see the effect of this capacitors at t is equal to 0 plus. At t is equal to 0 plus, the capacitors here are considered as short circuited. When the capacitors are short circuited, the infinitely small maximum current will be flowing in this loop. The current expression will be written like this. So the current expression is I of t will be infinite current flows through this circuit, and the charge across this will be represented as 0 minus to 0 plus I of t into dt. So this is the charge representation. And what is the voltage representation for t just after closing the switch? Now the capacitors are start storing the energy. Now when the capacitors are start storing the energy, the total by applying KVL to this loop, it will be written as VA is equal to V1 plus V2. The charge will be represented as, in terms of charge and capacitance, it is represented as Q by C1 plus Q by C2, and Q, if you take common, it is C1 plus C2 divided by C1 into CT. So this is the total input voltage we are applying here is V, which is equal to Q into C1 plus C2 divided by C1 C2. So the voltage we got as Q into C1 plus C2 by C1 C2. The charge expression is voltage into C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. The output voltage is across the capacitor C2, so it is expressed as V naught of 0 plus. At t is equal to 0 plus, it is expressed as Q divided by C2, where Q is equal to, if you substitute here, V into C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2 divided by C2. So it is V naught of 0 plus V into C2 cancels out, it is C1 divided by C1 plus C2. So at t is equal to 0 plus, that's just after the closing of switch, the output voltage will be equal to V into C1 by C1 plus C2, and it is independent of the resistors here. Now we will discuss as t tends to infinity. As t tends to infinity, capacitors are considered as, in steady state they are considered as an open circuit. When capacitors are open circuited, what will be the output voltage? Only resistors will be considered here. Both the capacitors are open circuited because they are charging to the maximum value. The output voltage across the terminal R2, now it is dividing between the resistors R1 and R2 here. So V0 is equal to input voltage V into the input voltage what is applying here is a step voltage which is from t is equal to 0 to infinity. So V0 is equal to V into voltage division principle, it is R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So as t tends to infinity, this is as t tends to infinity, the voltage is V0 of infinity is equal to V into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So we got the expressions at t is equal to 0 plus and at as t tends to infinity. So for a perfect attenuator or for ideal attenuator, whatever be the attenuation at t is equal to 0, the same attenuation it has to produce for as t tends to infinity here. So for perfect compensation, V0 of 0 plus should be equal to V0 of infinity. V0 of 0 plus is V into C1 divided by C1 plus C2, and V0 of infinity is V into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So V cancels out here, so this you multiply here, R1 plus R2 into C1 is equal to R2 into C1 plus C2. It is R1 C1 plus R2 C1 is equal to R2 C1 plus R2 C2. R2 C1 cancels out, it is R1 C1 is equal to R2 C2. So the condition for perfect compensation is R1 C1 must be equal to R2 C2. So this capacitance we are connecting externally, that is C1, it is R2 divided by R1 into C2. For perfect compensation, so let us take for perfect compensation, it is C1 is equal to CP, that is perfect compensated capacitance which we are connecting to the circuit, and it is R2 divided by R1 into C2. Now let us consider the values of R1 and R2 here. So let R1 is equal to some 5 kilo ohms, R2 is equal to also 5 kilo ohms, and C2 is equal to 2 microfarad. For perfect compensation, what is the value of CP required here? CP is equal to 5 kilo ohms divided by 5k into 2 microfarad, and what is the capacitance which is required here to be connected in parallel with R1 is 2 microfarad for perfect compensation. So what will be the output voltage? V0 of 0 plus is V into C1 divided by C1 plus C2, and V into what is C1 value is nothing but it is for perfect compensation, it is CP, it is 2 microfarad divided by C1 is 2 microfarad and C2 we have considered 2 microfarad. So it is 1 by 2, 0.5 into V. V0 of 0 plus is 0.5 into V. So as t tends to infinity, the output voltage is V0 of infinity is equal to V into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So we had taken the R1 and R2 values are 5 kilo ohms each. So it is 5k divided by 5k plus 5k, it becomes 10k. So the final value it becomes equal to 0.5 into V. So the for a perfect compensation V0 with respect to time at t is equal to 0, we got around V0 of 0 plus. V0 of 0 plus is equal to 0.5 into V. The input is applied as V and the output we are getting as 0.5 into V at t is equal to 0. And finally as t tends to infinity, V0 of infinity is equal to, it is nothing but it is V into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So at start it V0 of 0 plus is nothing but it is V into C1 divided by C1 plus C2. So whatever be the voltage we are getting at t is equal to 0, which is depending on capacitances, is equal to the whatever be the voltage we are getting as t tends to infinity, which is depending on resistors. So this is called perfect compensation, perfect compensation in which the circuit is independent of capacitance's effect. Second case is overcompensation. In overcompensation, the C1 whatever we are taking in the circuitry, which is greater than the CP, that is perfect compensation capacitance value. As for the values given, R1 is equal to 5 kilo ohms, R2 5 kilo ohms, and C2 is equal to 2 microfarad. When you consider this one, what is the perfect CP value? CP value is around 2 microfarad we will get here. But if you take a C1, which we are connecting to the circuitry externally, if you take it is around 4 microfarad instead of 2 microfarad, which is greater than the perfect capacitance value. In that case, what is the V0 of 0 plus? V0 of 0 plus is nothing but it is V into C1 divided by C1 plus C2. So V into what is C1 here? C1 is 4 microfarad divided by 4 plus C2 value is 2 microfarad, and it is equal to V0 of 0 plus is equal to 2/3. It is 4 by 6 into V. It is nothing but 2 by 3 into V0 of 0 plus. The final value is 66.7% of its maximum value V. As t tends to infinity, if you take as t tends to infinity, V0 of infinity is depending on the resistor values. It is R2 divided by R1 plus R2. V into what is R1 and R2 values? R1 and R2 values are both are equal. It is 5k divided by 10k. It is the final value is 1 by 2, means 0.5 into V. Initially it is starting with 0.67 V, and finally it is reaching to the value of 0.5 into V. That means the applied input voltage is V here. So initially it is starting with 2/3 V, and finally it is reaching to the value of 0.5 into V. So this is final value, and initial value it is starting with 2/3 V, and initially it is depending on the capacitors. V0 of 0 plus is nothing but it is V into C1 divided by C1 plus C2, and finally it is depending on the resistors. V0 is equal to V into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. This type of compensation is called overcompensation. Overcompensation in which initially it is starting with a very high voltage 2/3 V, and finally it is reaching to the 0.5. So this overcompensation is not desirable in case of attenuators. So undercompensation in which the physical capacitance C1 will be taken less than the perfect compensation value. So CP, as we know, the perfect compensation, it is equal to R2 divided by R1 into C1 C2. So let us take the values of R1, R2 and C2 here. It is 5 kilo ohms each, and C2 is equal to 2 microfarad. For a perfect capacitance, it is equal to 2 microfarad. If you take less than C1 less than the perfect capacitance value, let us take C1 is equal to 1 microfarad. If you take 1 microfarad, what is V0 of 0 plus? V0 of 0 plus is nothing but V into C1 divided by C1 plus C2. V into what is the C1 value we have considered? It is 1 microfarad divided by C1 1 plus C2 is 2 microfarad. Micro cancels out, it is 1/3 into V. So initial value V0 of 0 plus is 1/3 V. As t tends to infinity, finally it is depending on the resistor values. It is V into R2 divided by R1 plus R2, because the finally capacitors are open circuited. So V into the R1 and R2 values are 5k divided by 5k plus 5k. So it is 5 by 10 becomes 1 by 2 into V. 1 by 2 into V. So that means initially it is starting with a value of 1/3 V, and finally it is reaching to the value of 1 by 2 into V. So the graphical representation of this output voltage with respect to time at t is equal to 0, the input voltage is applied is V here. Now it is starting with 1/3 V, and finally it is reaching to the value of 1 by 2 into V. So it is starting with 1/3 V, and it is finally reaching to the value of 1 by 2 into V. So the initially it is depending on capacitances. So it is V into C1 divided by C1 plus C2, and finally as t tends to infinity, it is depending on resistor values. It is V into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. This type of compensation is called under compensation. So over and under compensations are not desirable in case of attenuators. Perfect compensation is required at any time, as at t is equal to 0 or at t tends to infinity. The circuit should be independent of the capacitors. The circuit must be independent of capacitor, then only it is called as an ideal attenuator. So while coming to the applications of attenuators, resistive attenuators are used as a volume controllers in radio broadcasting stations. And second one, variable attenuators are used in laboratories where it is necessary to decrease the signal strength of voltage or current signals. And resistive attenuators are used as a signal after signal generator stages, because we cannot apply the high power signals directly to the load because the loads will be damages there. Loads will be damaging. So because of that reason, we need to decrease the signal strength with the help of attenuators. So these are the few applications related to the attenuators. I hope you understand this particular lecture, and thank you for watching this video.